Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Today I thought I'd spend a few minutes doing some theory crafting on the Caterpillar, the Kraken and the Polaris. Basically, take a look inside and see what I can do with these ships when they come out. Obviously these are old models, but it's going to give you a general idea. This one is the inside of the Kraken. It's not up to full scale, it's not in full detail, but I think you got a pretty good idea what you've not seen before, what it's going to be like. Well, this is the old model, and this is 129 meters long, is it? 125 meters long? Well, to what I understand, the cargo bay is actually longer up to there, and the back goes to about there, making these pods a bit bigger. Now there's a lot of people saying this ship can't hold 100,000 cargo units. I believe it can. They're making the cargo containers, I use the word containers, okay, standard 64 cargo units in size. That's basically 4 meters high, 4 meters squared. That's roughly about 16 cargo units times 4. That comes up to 64. I'm not going to do mental arithmetic, I'm just doing everything in my head out, okay? Well, as you can see, according to the new stats, the new Carrick is actually wider, okay, and it's longer, but it's not wider because obviously from here, if you look at the mouse, from here to here is the same. So what they've done, they've made this wider, okay, so it's about there to about there, giving you extra cargo units. Now, to how I understand it, the cargo units will be going in here because these. Sorry about that, my battery went flat. As I was saying, which I've forgotten now, to I understand it, well, I can't remember what that was anyway, just bear with me. I've been up since early this morning and I'm not able to play in Star Citizens because of all the bugs, blah blah blah. Anyway, as I was saying, these units are containers and they're also module, which can also store cargo. But to the way I understand it, if the containers are 64 cargo units, that's 1, 2, 3, 4 meters long by 4 meters high by 4 meters square. That's 4, 8, 2, 8. It's 16 meters long. So if it's 16 meters long, each one of these is 16 meters, 16 meters, 16 meters. That's 64 blah blah, and each one of these cubicles should be able to store about 8. That's 1, it's hard to explain without doing proper pictures. About 8, that's about 1, 2, 3, 4, about 8 in each container units. So it's 8 in that, 18, that's a 16, that's 32. It still won't hold 32 cargo units, so I presume they'll use the Rover Bay to store some cargo unit. Yes, there's also going to be 2 ramps, one at the front and one at the back. Okay, they might be able to store cargo units on the back of this, okay, but I'm not too sure. But it's very versatile. I got lots of ideas and lots of plans for this ship. It will be a lot wider, okay. Basically, it's supposed to be versatile to do a heck of a lot of things like store, medical bays, drones, a whole bloody lot. Anyway, let's take a look at you've got the landing bay. But what I was thinking, I know you can store a Merlin inside it, but what happens if you was to be able to dock and able to clamp a ship on top of the landing deck? It could actually hold a bigger ship on that actually. There's a lot I can actually say about this ship. A heck of a lot. But anyway, let's take a look inside it. Yeah, you saw it here first. I've actually had a tank inside this ship actually. But there's one problem. Because I don't know the full stats that I had. As you can see, 1, 2, 3 bays. This might be able to use to store cargo. As you can see, you might be able to store cargo there. Okay, but I'm not sure what they're going to be doing with this gun town, because it looks like it's like a little spout, but I'm sure it can store vehicles in there. Just give me a minute, I just want to check something. Basically everybody's in bed this morning, so I don't know if sound's coming through or anything like that at the moment. Okay, I wouldn't even know if I'm streaming. Well, let's take a chance. I hope one of the guys who are up can actually post the streaming through the Discord so I can actually check it, you see. But anyway, as I'm saying, it's got 5 loading bays, but it's not 5 loading because I don't know what they're going to do. I can only speculate. Theory craft. 3 there for cargo use, plus it could be anything you want. You got the Rover Bay. As I was saying, I speculate you can actually fit a tank in here, but when the ramp goes down, it's got 2 struts on either side that might stop the Rover from going in it. The tank from going in it. Now, as you can see, I'm going to cough, I still got a cold. As you can see, there's actually 2 decks. The bottom, it's not, it's actually 3 decks actually. The bottom is strictly for cargo and utilities, as you can see, modular, but I call it utilities, etc. And above you've got the ship, that's got 2 decks. As you can see, if you divide into 2, I'm going to try and draw an imaginary line going across. You see, you can got number 2 decks. So that should be able to store all the amenities like the cockpit and the bridge, etc. The Rover Bay. Basically, you can hold a lot in there, plus the drones, etc. But if you might not have noticed, it's also got an exploration module on it. Now, the exploration module is actually here on top, making a 3rd a 3rd level. You know what I mean? And a big massive engine on the top. This ship is a very fast, it's a very powerful ship. Okay, it can do combat, but it's not very good for combat. Now, how can I explain this? Well, you've all heard of the Hammerhead. Okay, they're one of the strongest corvettes at the moment. This is in the size of corvette. Okay, the only drawback this has got actually is the power plant. It's only got 1 power plant, I think. Okay, but apart from that, it's pretty strong. You know what I mean? The guns, this is what I'm worried about. The guns. It's got 1 size 5, or 2 size 5 turrets. That's this. But I believe they have moved this back to somewhere about there. But it's got too many blind spots. And I've been trying to work out the guns at the bottom, because they've done so many changes and it's difficult keeping up. So basically, it's going to be a temporary ship. It's not going to be my home away from home ship. My home away from home ship will be the Javelin, because you can't destroy that ship if you know what you're doing. You can protect it. I'm into all engineering at the moment, so I keep chopping and changing what I'm talking about, because that's just the way I am. It's got turrets at the front, okay, and I don't know how that's going to work, because if it can only face forward, you've got a blind spot at the back. Yes, you've got the side turrets, those are manned, Or is it unmanned? Well, there's too many blind spots on this because of the way the guns are placed. That's how I see it. You know what I mean? These are okay. It's just hard to explain, really. I've been doing this since 2.6, but I don't come in there as much now because there's so many new things, so I've forgotten most of it. But anyway, let's carry on looking on the inside of the ship and how you can imagine what you'd want it to be like. Just zooming in. So you see it's got the rampart, it's got the cargo, it's got a bay at the back, and I believe they're going to have doors. But they're going to have to be changing all these somehow. I think this ship should have size 5 guns all around personally. If it's unmanned, size 4. But I really think because it's limited for defenses, I think it should have bigger size guns. I'm not too sure what size landing bay it's got on there, but it won't be very big. But it's still got a good size to do things, because it is a very big ship. But the good thing about this ship is it can hold a stump fighter. Now, what kind of a stump fighter would I put in this? Well, I want the ship to be jack of all trades. I wouldn't want the Merlin. Yes, it's the best out there because it's a little parasite, okay? But if you're not into combat and you're into trading and things like that, the Origin 100 would be the best. And why is that? Because this can only fit through certain jump holes, jump wormholes, jump holes, jump points, whichever how you want to define it. Okay, but if you've got a small snuff fighter in this, like the Orion 100, blah blah blah, that can go through small jump holes. Okay, and when the game gets working, you can use the Orion 100 to go get priceless stuff. Now, when I say priceless, it could be one cargo unit, and you know if it's priceless, it can be sold for anything at any price. Okay, so that's why this would be beneficial as an explorer in deep space. Now, I have been hearing people talking about this ship being a long distance vessel. Well, if it's only got one power plant, the distance is limited. So obviously, if it's limited, how can it carry on indefinite? I'm not going to go into perpetual motion because I hear heavy L all the time. Well, the fuel is hydrogen, and hydrogen is water and gas which is scooped from the air unless you buy it from other means. But it's also got solar panels on it. Solar power is done from light, which can be stored in batteries. Okay, so when it's going through the verse or wherever the solar system, it's scooping up hydrogen to make fuel to carry on. When it runs out, it needs to regenerate hydrogen, so it switches onto battery power. Solar power, as you know it. Okay, stored the electricity in batteries to carry on. Might not be as fast, but it does the same thing, while hydrogen carries on building up and they switch backwards and forwards. So yes, perpetual motion, in the way I see it, is just continuous. We're not talking about what's the other fuel we use at the moment, quantum fuel. That is totally different. I look at that as oil, heavy oil, which is not a gas. In our term, as you know, diesel, petrol has to be mined in underground, and that's why CIG is having problem in that kind of commodity. But everybody sees things in a different way, okay? I just look at things at a simple form. Right, you've got drones on this, okay? Now, because it's not got no missiles, which you already well know, drones can come in different forms, shapes and sizes. You can have drones for fixing ships when they've got being attacked. You can have drones for doing scouts. You can have drones for anything. You know what I mean? That's now, if there's so many different types of drones, that's where this ship will shine in exploration. There's so much. It's got a medical bay, which, yes, I'm glad this ship has got a medical bay, because if you're really deep in space, okay, somebody's gonna get hurt. You know what I mean? And yes, it is handy until you can get back to civilization, because you could be away for years, 2 years or whatnot. That's what makes the ship perfect. It's got a strong hull, like the Hammerhead. This is a corvette. You know what I mean? Both do different roles, but same sort of thing. It can carry a snuff fighter, decent cargo. Now the cargo doesn't mean cargo as you know it, getting iodine and whatnot. Cargo can be anything. It could be utilities like tanks, it could be rocks, it could be all sorts. You know what I mean? And with the drones, drones could be something like tractor beams to bring things in because it's heavy and whatnot. The ship is so versatile, all you need is an imagination. I could go into the ship all day, you know what I mean, and whatnot. But don't look at the specs on this and say this is the way it's going to be, because actually the cargo bay has to be longer to fit 1,000 cargo units. How do I know this? Look at the Caterpillar. It fits 600 cargo unit and it's not as wide as this, okay? And it's about the same, but because they want this ship to be versatile, this has to be extended, which they have extended it. They brought this back to about here, okay? So these can be longer, so it can fit more utilities. There's so much things this ship can do. Now, the tank can fit in here because it's only got the tracks, and as you know, it's got a little nose spout that shoots up. But you never know, it could even fit a small craft. Now, if you were to put a small craft in the front of this, you might be able to fit land vehicles at the back, like Dragonflies, etc., for land reconnaissance. I wouldn't say you could fit a Merlin in there, because looking at the length of that, it would come to about there and whatnot. I want to see how they're going to be doing the table for the graph charting, because obviously you can plot things in different ways. Let's see what else it's got. This is actually very basic, okay, but it's giving you a general idea. For those of you who have not got imagination, I feel sorry for you guys, okay, because I get put down when I start going gibberish, you see, because they just want to see what's in front of them. I look forward and beyond, you see what I mean. But this ship has got too many blind spots with the Tyrants. I do think they need to concentrate on them Tyrants, basically. This ship will be out at the end of Christmas if they don't delay it like the 890 jump. What's the next ship I will look at? The Polaris. Well, I think that's going to be coming out very, very soon, because the Corvettes are coming out now. This is a Corvette. The Hammerhead's a Corvette. And the Polaris is a Corvette. I think the Polaris is going to grow in size. It doesn't need to. I just think the it just needs to be arranged. But anyway, let's get the Polaris out. The Pioneer is too much to go into, so I'm not going to go into that. There's a lot going for that ship, a heck of a lot. How it works, why it's doing this, why it's doing that, and what makes it so good for all concerned. But anyway, let's get the Polaris out. The Polaris, I believe, can hold a tank too, but it's only got 200 cargo bay. They say it's sufficient, but I'm talking about carrying different types of utilities, actually, you know what I mean? Carrick, Caterpillar, Polaris. Polaris. Where is the Polaris when you need it? The Mercury's got nothing inside it, so we're not even going to look at that. Pioneer, Polaris, there we are. Right, when I saw this ship, when I first started in 2.6, this was going to be my ship. Pity it's not an exploration ship, but this ship was so versatile. I say this ship's modular, but everybody says it's not modular, but I see modularity in different shapes or form. Now, everybody's saying, oh, wouldn't it be nice if you could fit a, what's that ship called again? That new ship, oh my word, my brain's gone cabbage, I'm fried. What's that ship called? That small ship that can hold 48 cargo units. The Cutlass Black. Right, everybody's saying this ship can hold a Cutlass Black. Not a cat's hell in chance. Okay, can't hold it. Trust me on that. I believed it can too, because I looked at what I could see. That's from here to here. It's not going to hold it. It won't fit it. Don't even think about it. It's not going to do it. Okay? There's a partition from here to here. Okay? And the Cutlass Black comes from about here. It's not going to fit. Okay? So if the Cutlass Black cannot fit, the Vanguard won't fit. Alright? They won't fit. So what ship would you put in this ship? I'll put the F8 Lightning in this, or any of the sabres. This ship is a brilliant ship all-rounder, okay? But the ship is big, slow and sluggish. It's fast with size, but it can't turn, okay? And you've got the bombers out there that can destroy the ship. But if you know what can go inside this, you won't go near the ship, okay? Reason being, I'll put the F8 Lightning in this ship. Brilliant combination. Okay, the Vanguard, not the Vanguard, the F8 Lightning will outrun, double outfire anything. You see it, you ain't sticking around. And with this at the end of the day, with its long distance missiles, it's excellent. But this ship is stealth. Okay, how did somebody say no? It's not. Yes, it's stealth. It's like a bloody predator. Okay, a predator. Why? Before we go on to stealth, let me finish up what I was talking about. I told you I'm scatterbrained. Why can't the caterpillar fit in this? I will show you. There. Let me take the roof off. There we go. As you can see, this is the landing deck. If you looked carefully, everybody's looking from here to here. Alright, as you can see, zooming in from here to here. Yeah! The Cutlass Black can fit, that means the Vanguard can fit. But when you take off the roof, as you can see, look carefully, the landing deck isn't that big. So as you can see, it can't fit. And that's because you've got a partition in the middle. But you can, I'm hoping you can fit the F8 Lightning in there and anything of that size. Okay, it's got a high deck. As you know, the deck has got a lift, so the ship can lift up. And that's the reason why you will not get the, oh my word, you know what ship I'm talking about. Yeah, but I've got to say it. What's it bloody called again? Oh, I told you, my brain's fried, it's fried. All these early morning. Well, the Cutlass Black can't fit. The Cutlass Black can't fit in there. Neither can the F8 Light. Neither can the Vanguard. It can't fit. Alright? It can't fit. But it left me to a question. Because of the... Why is it not doing it? Because of this extra thing there. What's going to go behind there? You know what I mean? Is it going to be an engine room or whatever? It's pretty good though, actually. Pretty good. I like the layout. And now we've come now to the cargo bay. They've got the cargo bay around here somewhere, as you can see. That's where the cargo bay is, and that is the doors that open. Let's see if we can zoom in. Those are the doors that open and ramps for the cargo bay. Okay, I know what you're thinking. We don't know what CIG is going to be doing. But excuse me, we are the developers too. We've got ideas, and we put the ideas to them, and they think about it. And if it's good, they put it in. So we are also developers. Okay, they've only got so many brains, that then their brain is just as fried as ours, and they're looking for new development ideas. Okay, and that's the reasons why. All right, it's got a medical bay and a brig, etc. So this is a pretty good ship. This ship can be exploration, but it's not got an exploration module in there. Can it hold it? I doubt it. But if you can fit a ship in that does exploration, it becomes an exploration ship. It depends how you want to use it. Now, I don't want to go too much into what can go into the cargo bay, so I'm going to do it as quick as I can. Okay, because I want to talk about stealth and why the ship is a predator. I've got right this side here. It's not a very good picture, okay, unless I start messing with the colours. This side is cargo, okay, one tank. This side is amenities, basically like living quarters, etc., or whatever to use it. I would have been happy if they made this all one. So that means instead of it being 200 cargo units in storage, it'll be 400 decent size. It's not just for cargoes. I'm talking about utilities, okay, because this is a very costly ship to run. All right, now it can't make money just on cargo, but transportations on other stuff, because of its size, it would benefit. Okay, now before I come back to that later on, okay, because there's too much to go into that, but I want to talk about stealth personally. Actually, this ship is a predator, okay. Now, why I say this ship is a predator, okay, and it's stealthy, it's got a size 3, is it called, you call it a scanner? Alright, now there's not very many ships that's got a size 3, sorry, not size 3, capital size scanner, okay, that means long distance radars. Now, if the ship was to be in a still state, everything's turned off. When everything's turned off, you're not using no power, so it's giving no signals. It's like it just stands there and it's waiting for its prey. They've got a animal that does that. Is it the pipe? It's some kind of a snake, and it just sneaks out at you and bites you. This ship is like that. Okay, so any ship that's moving is going to be sending off signals. They're not going to detect this ship. The Hammerhead's not going to detect this ship. Not even the Javelin or the AORUS that's got long range scanners would detect this ship, because everything is off, giving less signal, and all it's got is its radars. Okay, so it will detect you before you detect it. It will then work out its prey, what it's going to do next. If it can't destroy it, it stays in silent mode. If it can, as you know, you're dead before you even know it. Okay, that is what I mean by stealth in a different way. Now you've got them bombers, it's the same thing. They have to come close. Sooner or later, this will see you, because they'll catch you on guard because of its long range scanners. It's a predator. It's a cap killer. It doesn't need to fly around. It's a cap killer. Okay, you just stay still. You could stay there for days, weeks, and months in a trade lane. Okay, and while these ships are flying through, it comes to life. The constellation, the Carrick won't even see it coming. The Kraken won't even know it's even there. Alright? Just stay still and silent. Burning no IR signals and whatnot, and let's let off your missiles. That's why this ship is dangerous. And if it doesn't like what it sees, it can get the hell out there before you have even seen it. Or stay silent. And that's what makes this ship very, very dangerous. It's one of the most dangerous ships out there, and actually it's more dangerous than the Hammerhead. The Hammerhead has to get close to this, and it can't. It really can't, because the Hammerhead has to move. This doesn't have to move. So the Hammerhead is dead before you get there. But I'm not going to go into hit points, etc., because that's too much to go into. Okay, I've done a lot about shield, hit points, studying ship's weaknesses and stuff like that till last my lifetime. But I'm trying to explain to you guys in the simple format that I see it in, It's not possible. I just hope this is working. Just let me just check. Yeah, according to it, it is. Yeah. 1, 2, testing. Just check. Testing. Got sound. I've got no desktop sound working, but it's not too bad. I've actually got my 4K working at the moment, so obviously these graphic images should come through to you in about 24 hours. I'm just doing a quick sketch. This ship has got a lot going for it, and I'm glad I bought this ship. I'm not melting it, I'm not selling it, I am not going to part with it, but one of my org members will have this. But when they get this ship, they will get it with the F8 Lightning. I think this goes well with this ship, and it's a very, very dangerous ship. Very dangerous. More dangerous than the Aegis, because of its nature. The Aegis has got the same stuff, if not more, but they just can't sneak up on this. But it can do the same things, it can switch things up, but the ship's too big. And don't forget, the footprint is line of sight. You have to be close to this ship to see this ship, and this ship can see an Idris by line of sight if there's nothing on. Okay, let's get on. Let's stay on this for 5 minutes. I do like to sit down and wallow on for hours actually, but this ship might come out next year. There's so much going for it. And I'm just wondering, I think it might be able to fit the SRV in there, but I don't see the purpose of an SRV in this. Reason being, if the SRV takes up the landing deck, you can't put cargo in there as such because it's going to be a little bit twiggly. Unless it's priceless commodities. And obviously if this is going to deep space, which it can't, because as it comes to modularity, I mean long distances, this is a heavy brick. Okay, this is a heavy brick, so it's going to burn fuel. I don't think this has got solar capabilities like the Carrick. Okay, so it will run out of fuel. This will need an extra source. Yes, it can regenerate by swapping power plants from in and out, but still it's going to be limited because of the time and distance. It's not worth it in that sense, but it can do it. If it can get you out of space, it will get you back home. It's all to do with time and distance. The bridge on this is very nice. Let's see what else can we do on this. If I can get inside the cargo bay, it means messing with the colours, you see. It's got about 3 decks. See, I've not been there about a couple of months. Strong ship, light hull. The hull is not a problem. Talking about weapons. Why has the 890 jump got point of defense and it's not even a battle cruiser? This is a battle cruiser or a battleship. This is a ship that should have point of defense, and ships of this nature, because of its turning capabilities and whatnot, this should have point of defense. It's a battleship, it's an attack, it's whatever you want to call it, combat. Them things these ships should be equipped with. It's a big ship. I'm not saying it hasn't got it because I don't know, but I've not heard no read up about it. I've heard no read up about drones or anything like that. All I hear about this ship is it's a cap killer. The ship is modular in the way that it's got this in it, it's got no. You guys do modelling different ways. I just say if it can do versatility, it's modular. If you can fit things in it, it's modular. But like I say, I see things in a different way. I could talk about these ships all day. Sometimes I will just look at my stat pages for hours and think, what if, but maybe, can it or can it not? Most of the guys in our group, they are now becoming combat. I like to do theory crafting, logistics and engineering, and what's the one called again? I don't think I'm awake. Exploration, that's it. Anyway, let's go on to the Carrick. My favourite. That's going to be my bread and butter for my workforce, for our group. They can make money on that. We don't need to charge them, but we make a profit on it. So let's get the Carrick out. But by the way, before I do that, I need to go to the ladies and gents room. So I'm just going to leave you with this inside for a couple of minutes and see what you could fit in there. Remember, you cannot fit the cutlass black in there unless they grow it. And personally, tell you the truth, it'd be brilliant if they could make the ship bigger, but I think the size of the ship is just right. Just right. But make it more. User space is a lot better, but I've got to go. Okay, I'm back. I needed that. I was going to wet myself. Yes, I nearly missed something out. Now, you've heard me say the best ship to go inside this. I know I'm talking about combat ships. I'm not into combat. Okay, and I said the F8 Lightning would be the best ship to go in this ship for obvious reasons. You see that ship, you know you ain't sticking around, because if you're in deep space, the human players with smaller ships won't get there, okay? And if you see this, they need some way of getting to it, okay? They're not going to get near it so easy. But another ship which I think would be a brilliant combination for this ship is the Sabre Raven, a ship with EMP. And I'm not going to say the Hawk, and I'm not going to say the Warden, the Avenger Warlock, sorry, that's got EMP. I'm going to say the Sabre Raven. And why have I picked the Sabre Raven? Because the Sabre Raven has got 3 shields on that, size 1. That's an equal to a size 2 shields, what you'd get, or size 2 shields, which you would get on a Cutlass Black. Okay, so it's going to be pretty strong, plus the components on there practically double. It's a Sabre, you see, you know what Sabres are like. They're the best combat ships out there in its class, but this has got EMP. This ship might not have EMP because of its nature, but put an EMP on this, its fire source is redundant. Now you might think, well, I want the Warlock. Okay, the Warlock has got 4,000, but it's got a light hull. Okay, it's not got as much, it's not strong, but the Sabre Raven in its own right is a bloody good ship. I'm just starting to learn how to fly and see what it can do, and I'm actually impressed with it. I actually like it better than the Hawk, and I actually like it better than the Warlock. The Warlock has got 4,000 EMP, and yes, it's about 1,000, it's all 2,000 twice the distance, but like I says, the Sabre Raven is the best ship for this, if it's not the F8 Lightning, to what we've got now, to what's coming into the game. Good combination for this ship if you're into combat, security, escort, whatever. Just have good pilots and an understanding, and you'll go far with this ship. But this ship sooner or later has to go back home, because it's not something that can regenerate its own fuel. Remember, it's a battleship, so obviously they want things in there, to put things in there to get there, get back home and whatnot. Like the Carrick, you know what I mean? The Carrick is like Voyager in Star Trek. They need to be able to stay out there for years and whatnot before they come back home, you know what I mean? and sustain life, etc. Hey, but by the way, come to think of that, here's a stupid idea. They've got women now in the game, yeah? So why can't we have babies? No, think about it. This game's supposed to be a simulating sort of thing, you know what I mean, and whatnot. Them things, I know it sounds a bit silly, and I know what you guys are like, you get perverted, but that's not what I mean. But think about it. Anyway, let's go to somewhere. There's so much on this ship I've missed out today, actually. Medical, brig, bounties. It's just the cargo space of 200. I know, seen as normal cargo, that's enough, but it's not the amount, because some cargoes can be massive because of what it's carrying. It's hollow, but it's not an exploration ship anyway, you know what I mean. Oh, I've just had the post come and see me. I've got to go open the door 1 second. 1 minute. Okay, well, I'm going to need to cough again. Okay, I'm back for the third time. Now what we'll do, okay, like I said, I could waffle on all day about these ships. I'm actually looking for a lighter to light my cigarette, actually. That's not the reason why I got a cough, okay? I got a cough because I got a cold. Right, the next ship I want to go on to is a Kraken. Now, why I say that ship is my bread and butter, or the fleet's bread and butter. The ship, the Kraken, well, I'm not got in there yet, I'm lighting a cigarette first. This ship will be, the Polaris will be the escort and scout for the Kraken. Reason being, because of its firepower, missiles, and the long range radar, capital radar. That ship would be, that's different. I didn't know it could do that. Right, let's get the Kraken out. That begins with a K. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K. I never went to school, you see. That doesn't say the Kraken, does it? I thought the Kraken began with a C. Well, boo for me. Right, here we go. I'm just kidding. Okay, let's look at the Kraken. Nice ship. This ship is not a battleship. This is a civilian ship, okay? Please don't get it mixed up for military. It can do military, but it can't. It's got a light hull, okay? It's a poor man's dream. But you can make a lot of money from this, okay? This ship is modular in so many ways you can imagine. Did somebody say it's not? And I say it is. I've been victimized on Spectrum and all that kind of crap. Okay? Why is this ship so modular? I could name the first thing. Any type of ship you can fit on that deck changes the atmosphere of the ship and what it can do. Okay, it's just because it's not fixed. Okay, then you know that as it stands. If it fits, it sits. That's the theory of it. Okay, from a small fighter down to a Carrick. Now the Carrick is debatable because they've changed it 3 times. Okay, now in the last episode, before, not this one that got there now, because they've changed the wheels on it, so the back wheels or the back landing struts is what's holding that ship from fitting on this. But we all know that the Caterpillar can fit on here, and it's not that much bigger than the Caterpillar. It's just the wheels that is holding it back. I got to wait on the arm stats. But if you remember, it had 4 wheels. I call it wheels. You know what I mean? Wheels, yeah. Wheels, wheels, wheels. Right? It had 4 wheels. They could fit in the last, and the height clearance was right. But they've changed it now. They went back because some bright spots said, "Ooh, it looks like a bulldog predator and it's ugly." So, oh, we're not having that. So they changed it, and now they've got 3 sprongs. I know why they've done it, but at the end of the day, we're talking about versatility and the Carrick. Carrick, that's it. This is the Kraken. You know what I mean? So I'm not too sure. I won't know until it actually comes out. But this ship is very highly modular in so many ways. Okay? The deck. The deck. As you can see, this ship can hold 12 ships, if not more. Okay, it might hold 2, but let's just keep it simple. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, 6. And the docking module 7, 8. And don't forget the hangars 9 and 10. And it's got the Dragonfly Bay that can hold other utilities around the back that goes through here. Okay, so as you can see, it can hold a lot of ships. There's a bit of discrepancy about this ship at the moment with the shieldings. They're saying they're making the shields so it just covers the ship itself, and I think that's a very silly idea. I think the shields should be able to cover what's on the decks. Now, if it's a problem, if the shields can expand, as the shields are expanding, the shields should go thinner. That's a theory. Okay, so it covers. Remember Star Trek when they were doing the tractor beam and they wanted the tractor beam on the ship? It had to have shield protection. Okay, so it could drag it. You know what I mean? Remember, they've got tractor beams in now, and if that engine's on the other ship, okay, the SRV cannot drag that other ship because it will break up, or debris will break that ship. And if you put the engines on, that ship can't move. So the shields should be able to bounce on to that shield to give it some kind of protection. Yes, they missed that, didn't they? But they need to think about it. So it's not, but anyway, just give you an idea about shielding. Shielding should be able to be stretched, okay, onto other ships. Like elastic band, as it stretches, it gets thinner, it gets weaker. But that's what's that word used? Variability. Take that into mind if you know where I'm coming from. I'm old school, you see, I'm simple-minded. I'm not that simple, but if you understand where I'm coming from, I think you can see where I'm coming from. Said that twice. 1 minute, I like my cigarette. So that's the reason why I disagree with CID turning round and saying shields, right, it's only supposed to fit round the ship. A carrier like this, a shield is supposed to protect the ship and its contents. How they go about it, that's something they need to work out. But they can't just have a ship shields just to cover this ship and doesn't protect the contents on there. In a manner of speaking, it can't do it. It needs more power. They can make the shields bigger as it extracts. So it's what you do with it at the end of the day. Think about Star Trek. Some of the films you'll see it when they're dragging over ships. I've got games. The shields can protect it. How they go about it, because they say if the engine's on the other ship, because they've got to cut the power, so they can tractor beam it. No, this hasn't got a tractor beam. This is not meant to do that. I know that, but I'm just giving you an idea where I'm coming from about shields since we've hit that topic. This ship can carry 10 ships. Right, okay, we've explained about the shields. Right, On my setup, I have got 2 hammerheads on its lower deck. That gives it extra firepower. Okay, blah blah. Depending, it's too long to go into that. The shielding should be able to cover that too. Yes, it gets thinner, but it should be able to cover it. And the hammerhead is extra firepower. It's also escort. It's not scout. The hammerhead is not a scout. It is an escort because it's there for defense purposes. But think about it. We've got 2 hammerheads on each end of the wings here. Okay, this ship is fully qualified, plus all the daft ships it's got on there. Now, you might say, well, it can't warp. Yes, I heard everybody say if it tries to warp, it will break up. But obviously, we're in space. If the ship's moving at a very low speed, it can stay docked. Okay? Right, so on my Kraken, as you can see, I've got 2 hammerheads, okay, on either wing. I've got pictures to show this, but my PC broke down a couple of months, okay, and I've got my Polaris as an escort and scout, okay. The reason why the Polaris is escort and scout is because of the long range scanner and what it needs to do. And obviously, as you know, the Polaris, it's got its own escort on that because of its training capabilities. This ship has got some badass guns, okay. It's got some badass guns. It's got 2 size 8s on the front. That's here, as you can see, 2 size 8 guns there, and it's got, I can't remember if those are size 6s, 2 size 6s there. So it's got a pretty good coverage for front and sides, okay. And it's got 2 guns at the bottom, so you can see it's on power with the AORUS. It might not have long range beams, but you start adding up the hit points on those 3 guns times 2, that's 6. There's a lot of firepower on the forward there. You don't want to get in front of this ship. You don't want to get in front of this ship. And it's also got 4 on the back, or is it 5? It's got 2 here. If I can get to show you. I've got to change the colours actually. As you can see, it's got 1 there, as 2. And it's got 2 there, okay, manned, unmanned, there's still guns, and 2 on the other side. And it's also got a set of guns on the top. And these are not small guns, you know, they're not small guns, trust me on that. But it's not enough to protect itself. I'm just trying to show you where the guns are if I can get to it. Why can't I see? I'm looking inside the ship here. Let me make it a bit higher. 1 minute. That's why I can't see the guns. Right. Okay. Now, as you can see, it's got guns there for top, back and sides, and a bit of the front. I need to change the colours on this actually. It's getting a bit difficult. There, as you can see, these are the guns here. I'll try to do it very slowly. The colour coding is not nice. Okay. Anyway, I think you've seen the top guns, and you've got guns at the bottom for bottom coverage. It's there somewhere. I know it. I've seen it the other day. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'm sure it had guns on the bottom. I know it has. There it is. There it is. You see it? Right there where I'm pointing the mouse. You see it right there. Guns there. Okay. Right. So as you can see, it can hold a lot of ships. And the smaller ships are, the more ships it can hold. Now, why is this ship good for civilians? This ship in its own right is a trade ship. This ship can play more roles when it comes to trade and exporting, okay? It's got a big cargo deck and whatnot, alright? So any ship you put on there, it could be a mining ship because it's got big bay. Oh yeah, by the way, this ship at the end of the day can carry, or supposed to be able to carry, containers on the top of there if it's not got the grid, just like on a ship, okay? But you're not going to use it for that. It's a waste of good space. 1 minute, I'm going to cop again. I'm trying to go into as much detail as I can on this. So what ship would I have on this? Oh, this fleet. As you know, I'd have the Polaris, which I won't dock on here, but it's got the brig and the medical bay. And then the Hammerhead on the sides. The Hammerhead on the sides would be for protection, escorts basically, not scout, because it can't do the radar. The Polaris can do that, but the Polaris can do both jobs in one. That gives this ship extra firepower and also add missiles to this ship, because those two ships have missiles on them. The Hammerhead has 32 size 3 missiles, 16 size 4 missiles, 8 size 5s, and 64 size 2 missiles times 2, because you've got 2 Hammerheads. That's a heck of a lot of missiles. I'm not even going to count what the Polaris can hold. That's a good combinations of missiles. Okay, good combination. And this ship is supposed to be able to carry all the amenities for those ships. It's got 4,000 cargo bay, give a couple of pinches, okay? And yes, them 64 container sizes can carry size 10s, size 12 missiles if you do work out your sizes. I'm not going to go into all of that either. Sorry about my coughing, okay? This is a utility ship. I think my family's getting up now actually, so I don't have much time. And I don't want to cut it short. Okay? So we've explained, as we say, the Caterpillar is there for exploration, to bring in supplies for this ship. Okay, it can hold 1,000 cargo units and whatnot. It won't be able to transport missiles because obviously, yes it can actually, because the containers 64, aren't they? Yeah, it can carry size 10 missiles in the Carrick to bring it in for supplies to put on there, to put on the Carrick, the Polaris and whatnot. It can also have a Vulture and a Vulcan on there to transport fuels to them two ships. So those two are a necessity. It'll also have a small mining ship on there because obviously you want to do mining. Okay, as you can see, I'm going through the job role. This ship can make your money. Okay, the only thing this ship hasn't got is a shop on there. But I'm working on that. I'm working on that because obviously, as you already well know, right, players are like babies. They want everything for nothing. Okay? They want the cargo, and when they make the cargo, they want this. And when they've got nothing, they want to come back and they want to breastfeed from the mothers. Okay? But if it had a shop on it, which it was intended to be, they could sell the cargoes and the amenities back to the Kraken. Okay? And you say, well, what's the point of all that when they can go to a space station and sell for a bigger profit? Well, if you're deep in space, okay, think of the time it would take for you to fly from Port Olister to Lesky and how much you would spend. And this ship is sat right outside a mining asteroid. It could be anything like that. They're only going a couple of yards. So you could sell and buy the commodities for a third of the price. The guys are still making the money, and you're making money too. And you're not asking them for nothing because they have to sell it to you, but they are making money 3 times more, 4 times more than what you would make as a normal trade run, and you're doing it in safety. Okay, so you won't need to be traveling billions of kilometers, taking an hour to do this, to do a return trip, to go back to get E-TAM and all that kind of bullshit and all the rest of it, because the Kraken sat outside there. As you can see where I'm coming from now, where this Kraken is useful. Okay, it can also land Okay, I'm not going to talk about the Pioneer. Okay, that's another chapter because that's part of my fleet too, you see. But we're going to keep it simple. So as you can see, a mining ship or a couple of mining ship, it can make money, and the players make their own credits, and you can make money from your credits from your players because they won't want to go to Polaris, Jump Town. You want them to sell their commodities. They're going to sell it to you, and you set the rates that you want to buy it off them from. They're happy because they're making a packet. That is just for mining. We've got protection, as you already well know, because you've got the Polaris and you've got the Hammerhead. Right, let's talk about repairs. Okay, repairs, you want a salvage ship. He can make money. I've not worked out how he's going to make money at the end of the day because, as you know, people don't like parting with their credits unless they engineer it so they can do it, because you can't ask them, they don't want to part with it. But you're going to need a repair ship on there. You will need one because obviously there's more combat pilots in this game that's going to be wrecking your ships. Okay, so they need repair facilities, but that might have to come from the crew on the ship, but you're making from mining. What else is there? Right, no, mining does cargo, so that brings in the meters to be sold, and when it's made, the Polaris, not the Polaris, the Kraken, the Carrick can take the cargo and go sell it off the market. Okay, now you've got two Hammerheads, you've got the Polaris, and you've got the Carrick on top. Okay, if they're going to argue the point, I'll just stick a caterpillar on there. Okay, you've now got the mining ship. Okay, you've got the repair ship. Yes, you will also need an SRV. Why? Because the SRV's got a tractor beam on there. Okay, and it will take up another deck. The tractor beam, because I'm not sure how they're going to move these tanks around just yet. Okay, now you know the tanks will be stored in the cargo bay underneath here, and there is supposed to be a drive-through going there for trans, but I think it's got another drive-through. But if they can't, they're going to have to use the SRV to take these tanks and move them to the top to load them on the vehicles or spaceships, etc., and other cargo containers or whatever. So the SRV is useful for salvage, rescue, search and rescue, and all them kind of things. And also the SRV will be, if the ship's in any danger, it can transport troops. As you know, it's got amenities there to transport people too. So yes, the SRV is also the third ship. There is one more ship. We've got the repair ship. We've got the we also will need something like the Herald. Okay, 1 minute. Because the Herald is also a very important ship there too, because obviously when it comes to surveillance, even surveillance and whatnot, you want to be able to shut down the enemies, doodahs and whatever, you know what I mean? And you also want to do search, you want to also do formation flying, which you'll need arrows and all that kind of thing. So basically this ship is like a mobile base that can do everything. So they say it can't, but if you've got a brain and your imagination. My front door's busy today. 1 minute. It's like a bloody shopping centre. Sorry about that. So as you can see, I've got pictures and drawings and things like that. I know you all want to see what's inside this ship, okay? But I'm keeping you all suspended. Keeping you all suspended. Just tell you the outside layout, because this is what everybody sees. So this is why I'm showing you all this. What else can this do? It's got good coverage, it's got strong guns, and it's got extras on there, which now you know what it can do. Okay, it's a mobile base station. It can make you money, it can keep you sustained, and you can get rich quick. It is not a it's not made for combat, although it can do it. The hull is too light. Okay, so it has to have more protection. It's a basically civilian ship. Okay, it's civilian, and that's why I bought it. Okay. There is one more thing. The hangar deck cannot hold a Cutlass Black. Please don't say it can, because it can't. Okay, it's got 2 hangar decks, and it's not from here to here. It's from here to here. Okay, so it's a fighter for repairs, or you can use it. They might do it for modularity, but it's for repairs. And if it can, yeah, you can stick a hospital bed in there. You might be able to stick a shop in there. Depends on what they're going to let us have. Okay, but it's up to you to give them the idea so they can write it up. CIGs are the developers, but we are developers there too. Basically, they started off the programs, they started off the games, but they can't think of everything. Okay, they're not geniuses, but every little help comes in. Even me doing theory crafting now is giving you guys ideas. When you go to explain it, you're going to explain it better than me, and they will get whiff of it. And they say, yeah, that might work. Yeah, let's go back to the shields again for 10 minutes ago. Can you see where I'm coming from? Yeah, okay. Right, anyway, you've got the repair decks, okay? Now, obviously, that can hold small ships, but you've also got the Vulture or the Vulcan. That does the same sort of thing there too. Oh, by the way, salvage. It also needs to do salvage too. And we've got a small ship that does salvage. So yes, they can take off parts of ships and put parts on ships. So as you can see, this ship can travel with its own amenities. The ship is modular. Simple. No arguments. No ifs or buts. It's got one drawback. It's not got capital radar. That's its weakness. Okay? That's its weakness. That's all. But you can work it out yourself. Go to like, good morning, little miss. Right. So as you can see, what size can fit in there? I can't remember now, but to say a fighter, can it fit a F8 Lightning in there? Yeah, I suppose it can, but I can't remember. Okay, it looks big enough. So anything of that size. So don't think, oh, I want a Cutlass Black in there, I want a Vanguard in there. Nah, Vanguard goes on the top. I'd like it in there, but nah. Okay. And but one more other thing. If the wheels can fit on the landing deck, I repeat, the wheels, landing strut, it fits. That's the best way I look at it. So it's how CIG makes these grids at the end of the day. They can be clamps, they can be tie downs or whatever. Right, you guys must be dying to see inside the ship. I'm keeping you on all suspense. You looking for? Right. So I've got a lot of noise coming in the background. I might have to switch off very soon. So I tell you what, let's go into it quickly. I have to do this another time. This happens every day. Right. As you can see, I have to change the colours on these. Okay, there you can see. As I said to you before, the doors don't open from here to here, they open from here to here. And when you close it in, as you can see, you got the divisions or the dividers, and that's the reasons why. Okay, I was fooled by this too, but when I got this program, I was able to clarify what it could and couldn't do or hold. You can see now, yeah. You could even use it to store cargo, but it's a waste of good space. Okay, all you guys are thinking cargo, cargo. I can hold cargo in the bottom, I can hold cargo on the top, I can hold cargo in here. But when you start adding other elements into it, you can make more money adding other elements to it. Okay, so you're not going to want to use the repair modules per cargoes, because you want to get the ships repaired and back out depending on what it's doing. These here I will still use to repair ships, because obviously there's more combat fighters in Star Citizens than explorers or anything in the game. Engineers, you know what I mean? And when they damage the ships, you do need to have them repaired. Okay. Alright, as you can see, and how will they get in there? I don't know how much I'll be able to show, but I'm going to do as much as I can. As you can see, you can see the guns now, they are getting there better and whatnot. 4 on the top, size 8s, I think 2 size 8s. It's like a size 9, size 6s, and size at the bottom. And you've got guns on the sides, as you can see. Now we've got a better picture, 4 of them. As you can see, 1, 2, 3, 4, and you got 4 on the, where is it? I've got to widen this a bit. And you got 4 on the other side, and as you can see, we couldn't see this before. There's the 2 top guns, as you can see. So yes, it's got a damn good 360 coverage. You won't want any little mixed ships there coming near this, because it can cover itself. And as you can see, it's got another set of guns there. Okay, and you got the Dragonfly Bay right there, I believe, right there. Now, another thing, as I says, when I first saw this, I wanted to know what this did. I think it's a loading bay where things can go on it and move up and down, and it slides from there to there and back. This is me summarized. I don't know, but that is the only logical explanation. It's a loading bay. So because it's a loading bay, it can hold things on clamps, tanks. The SRV can take them onto here, put them onto the decks here if they can't bring them through the what's his name, and they can get them into the Carrick and other vehicles, and they can go about their business. Okay, so as you can see, the SRV has got a use on this ship, more than one use. Okay, it's got quite a few actually. I could look at these ships for hours in theory craft. Now you want to see what's inside the ship. This is where I got victimized on Spectrum. I don't go on there as much now like I used to. It can't do this, it can't do that. Because you see, they didn't have an imagination, but they forgot CIG are developers. They need ideas, they need input, and they will. But you see, the other guys, people in Spectrum are just like me and you. They can't think. Well, CIG's not doing this and CIG's not doing that. They don't want it to do this and don't want to do that. I spent my money on this and I spent my money on that. They want the game developed. They need the versatility. They need ideas, okay, to make the game better, okay. But anyway, let's go inside the ship. Let's go inside the ship. 4,000 cargo units. I'm not going to give the exact size, okay. This will take some time because there's so many different ways to get inside the ship. You've got to go in by layers, and I've got to get it right. You see, it's got about 4 or 5 cargo bays in this actually, not 2, 1 here and 1 there. They're dotted all around the ship, all around the ship. Right, I'm getting close. When I first saw this, I said this ship had 16 containers or 16 modular bays, but you saw modular bays of what the Carrick, like the Caterpillar is. I didn't mean it like that. Look how big that cargo bay is. That is massive. I said it had 2 sides, but because my wording isn't to your understanding, didn't understand this side and this side. Okay, that's what I meant. And on each containers there was 8 of them. That was 16 containers. And don't forget, containers are modular. It doesn't mean because it can carry cargo, it could turn it into a hut, you know, like them little prefabs or them little mobiles. I've done all them pictures and sketches. It can hold it. Yes, it's not the right thing, but at the end of the day, if you've got the imagination, you can use it for what it wants. That's like the monorail where the trams go on backwards and forwards, and they've got one there. You know what I mean? This is where the containers go, or the module bays, or whatever you want, cargo, and how they get onto it. I'm going to have to make it slower. I know I'm speaking a bit fast, but I'll come back onto it. I just want to get as much because my family's getting up now, you see. Right. One of these here is where you go in. Now, as long as at the hatch, another word you'll use, landing decks, hatch holes or whatnot, as long as you can get things in that hatch or whatever the size is, that is the size of the commodity you can get in there. Okay, it could even be a small Merlin in a container. Yeah, I mean, that's giving you an idea. Because don't forget, if you can repair ships, you need the commodities on there to repair the ships and whatnot. I'm just trying to get inside this ship and go up layer by layer. That's a gun. I bet all you guys will be loading the verse up and say, oh, I didn't know it could do this. I didn't know it can do that. I guess I spent hours. Right. I need to go as slower as I can because it's very difficult to do this sometimes. It's not perfect. Okay. I'm trying to explain this small cargo bay. It's got where people are saying, yeah, use that, but I don't think it can do as much as it is. It is small, okay, and I think it's here, but I can't get to it. I'm not too sure if that's the hatch. I'd like to believe that is the hatch, and that's a big container bay at the back. But to do that, I've got to change, look at from the sides. It's one. It's one of these two hatches, that one or that one. I'd like to believe it's that one. When you look into CIG specs, you'll see there's a big hole where they've got dragonflies inside and all that lot. You know what I mean? That'll give you an idea. But I want to talk about the big bay, okay? I think that's one bay, okay? Now we're coming on to the second bay. You see, I'm trying to go as slow as I can. Those are the hangar decks, as you can see. I don't want to go too high, okay? Because this is where the problem is, okay? As you can see, it's one big, massive open container that can hold 16 small containers, if not more. Go look up again. Mono tram rails, if that's what they're supposed to be, and another walkway there to travel with things. Still a work in progress. As you can see, look how massive the hangar deck is. It is massive. 4,000, it might be 3,000 if you don't argue the stats, because you're Mr. Jones, I'm just a tea brewer. I don't know anything, but don't forget, I'm the one making the tea and you're the one drinking it, because I put the idea into your head, you see. Basically, I'm just being funny, But anyway, if you like, please subscribe, put the like button, and we have got our Discord there. We do share ideas, and we like to speculate, theorycraft, and do our own theorycrafting, roleplay, etc. But every time I look at this ship, I come up with new ideas. My best ship, actually, which I know I'll never be able to own. Oh, by the way, talking about the ship, this ship, believe it or not, stands me at just under $5,000 in money. The ship's only for 1,000, yeah, but you've got to buy the equipment to put on it. And I don't mean just stupid guns. You've heard me mention the ship. I've got 2 Hammerheads on there, just under 1,600 quid. Okay, then you've got the Polaris of 700 quid. Then you've got the, yeah, I mean, but the price can't go on there. But if you can see where I'm coming from, okay, if it sits, it fits. Yes, you can buy them in the game, but the game's not coming out for another 5 or 6 years, and I want to enjoy it now. So obviously that is why I've chosen this course. Okay, the ship is a very expensive ship. 4 or 5 grand the ships cost me. That's because of all the ships I bought to go with it. But they're not out yet, but they are coming out. There was so much I wanted to do on this cargo bay, because I want to actually find out how I'm going to transport things. And I've not even got onto the Rover bay yet. I'm trying to go as slow as I can to give you all sorts of different ideas. My mouse is a bit sticky at the moment. The monorails is also important because that's where you're going to be transporting things. The monorails can only hold 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 12 cargo units, okay? Sorry about the coffee. Okay, that's not a lot, but I'm talking about tanks here, okay? I think the tanks will be able to go through here, okay? The walkway, when I finished it. Which I said earlier. As you can see, I'm just trying to go around the ship, give you an idea of what's what. There's so many ways of looking at this ship, okay? So many ways. I can't even get to the bottom of the deck just yet. The bridge is very nice actually. The bridge is... We're coming up to it. I've lost the bridge. I've lost the bridge. I actually like the bridge on this actually. It's not a luxury ship, but if the modularity is there, it can do the job. But obviously you'd have to have a luxury ship or a transport to do them kind of things. Everybody's complaining about this ship hasn't got a medical bay and it doesn't need it. I believe it does. Reason being, health and safety. Health and safety is what it's all about. People get hurt. People need medication. People need care and attention. They ain't got it, they'll die. Why should we have another ship to put on there? If them small ships can hold it, this can hold it. There must be some way it can be fitted on it. And that's why I was saying if you can't fit it, a container can do it. There was one more other thing I think the ship that needed that was important. A brig. The world's full of thieves. And naughty people. And you don't want to be killing everybody. Okay, because I'm not into killing, but you want to contain them. And one more other thing which you guys don't seem to understand. They keep saying the maximum crew on this is 10. Bullshit. It's not 10. They put the 10 in the wrong place. The minimum crew is 10. Alright? The minimum crew is 10. Not the maximum crew. It's a typing error. But obviously, you only read what you saw and not thought about it. Think about the AORUS. Think about the Polaris. Look at the minimum crew on there and look at the maximum. Okay? That will give you an idea. What's the minimum crew on the AORUS? 12 is it? If you can see I'm coming, it's a typing error. Okay? The maximum crew is not 10. The minimum crew is 10. Okay? And this is bigger than the AORUS. And the AORUS maximum crew, I believe, is 80, is it? Alright. And this can hold a heck of a lot more. Alright? So you take that into concept, look at it, and think about it. Am I talking through my backside that smells? Or am I right? Or do we have to go back to Mr. Jones that knows everything? Remember, Mr. Jones didn't write the program. All he's doing is telling you what's on the things. It's us guys that sit here. I've got all these ideas that is putting it together. Okay? And then they go and translate it to people that need to make it. Okay. There is a lot more on this ship, a heck of a lot more to go into, a heck of a lot more. As you can see, I can't even get to the bottom of this ship. I think the loading bay is there, but someone said it's supposed to be here when you go inside it. I might have a few minutes to go into the Pioneer. Okay, I can't do much, but everybody's wondering how the mechanics work on that, and this is my theory craft. Okay, so we're going to go into the theory craft. Remember, the Pioneer has a cargo bay of 600, I think. Okay, but it can only load 300. It's divided into two sections, and it's the mechanical is brilliant how they made it. Okay, and I've not written nothing down to explain it, but give you an idea. With this ship, they'll also have a Pioneer for base building, but I want to keep it simple. If I was to have a fleet and I only had a minimum crew, I would only need a crew of 3. Why? The pilots. That's got flyable ship in there, but if I was to be moving ships, the basic necessities will be 3 pilots to move from A to B. Why? You need a pilot to move this ship, that's 1 pilot. Because the Polaris cannot fit on here, you need a separate pilot on that ship, that's 2. And the Pioneer is the 3rd pilot. That's 3 pilots. That's what you need to move ships around. Anybody that's on the ships can fly anything that's on these ships, because these ships are docked on the ship, so that means they're fixed. And I don't mean fixed as permanent, okay? This can move ships as a transporter, so you only use them when you need them. Remember, this ship is a very fast ship. The ship is fast, okay? It's got capital jump drive. So if them small ships that's got size 1 jump drive, you won't want them trailing behind you because it's going to slow you down. You want them on your ship. And the slowest ship on here at the moment, believe it or not, when it's docked like this, will be the Hammerhead. But the Hammerhead might not be able to go through jump holes because it might break up, depending on how CIG does the shielding. But that does need to be looked at, because I personally don't agree with them just having the shields just to cover the ship. I think it's a little bit silly for this size of nature. But before I go, I did say something. My dream ship is the Bengal. Yes, we heard you're not going to be able to own the Bengal unless you kidnap it. And I'm not into that kind of rubbish. But one thing you've forgotten, the game is still in development. There'll be something coming out that will be an equivalent. When it comes out, we don't know. But you've heard they've got loads of ships in the pipeline. But that's giving me a general idea. But anyway, just before we go, I'm going to go into the Pioneer and why I bought this ship. I didn't hesitate to buy this ship, but there was a lot of mistakes when I bought this ship. But let's go into the Pioneer. There's still a lot more I want to do on this ship, actually. But I think you got an idea on that. But let's find the Pioneer. By rights, I should actually have sketches with this ship because it's too complicated to explain. And it's not a 5-minute job. Where's the Pioneer? There's the Pioneer. This ship is 200 meters long. I nearly just said 2,000. Look at that ship. Okay. Yeah, did you forget about how beautiful this ship was? This ship has got a lot of guns on it. Did you know this ship has got 6 large shields? That's equivalent to 2 capital shields. It's got a lot of defense on this ship. It's a base builder. Oh, I can't. Yes, I can show you on this ship. Yeah, I forgot I can. Nice ship. How this ship works, I'm not too sure. I've not had the time yet. But if I could, I would have the SRB on this permanently fixed. Not on the landing deck, because if you can see, there's a bit of what they call it. I just don't know yet. I've not done much on this actually. Okay, but if you take the roof off, as you can see, Those are the cargo boxes. 300 cargo boxes. And 300 units. Okay, I've got to go back through the size, because don't forget each cargo container is 1 meter long, so you've got to do the square root and whatnot, and then you get the height and you get the diameter and all that, and then that will let me know if it can fit a SRV, and if it can, the SRV will be on the ship, because that will be there to supply this ship from the Kraken. Where will the other 300 cargo units? The other 300 cargo units is there to build the ships. They will be stored in these things here. But how it works, or how I believe it will work, okay? They're in small modules. They are loaded into here, okay? Okay, and they are transported over here by whatever means. This is an arm that springs out. It's built here and it's pushed through a conveyor belt, and when it's almost made, it opens out, and then it's pushed from a conveyor belt across to there. Okay, so don't forget, each unit, right, is only the size of that. I can't remember the size. It might be 4 meters square. I can't remember, but I think you got the idea. But think about it, 4 meters is 8 meters wide by 16 meters long. I've not got the papers in front of me. I spent months doing all of this, but I'll explain it again. The cargo, it can hold 600. If they say it can hold it, it can hold it, okay? But you can only load 300 at a time. The cargo from here is then transported to here. It's then built into its little factories, or its little containers, or its little modules, or its little huts. And when it's built, it's because it's built in 2 units at a time. Because you can only have 2 units going across. It might hold 3, but it's 2, and it's pushed up there. And when it gets into this section, that's the finished module. Then it's opened up. And when it's opened up, it's pushed through a conveyor belt, okay, and it's glued together. Yes, you heard me. I used the word glue. It's glued together. So 2 separate units is now glued into 2 units, and it's gone into there, okay. Then you got 2 units there. It's pushed forward. Then they build another set of 2. Push it all the way up there, the arm comes out, goes into there, glued together, push there, now, and it's glued onto there. You've got 4 units, okay, and it's done like that until you've got about 8 units. So basically 8 is 4 units, blah 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 blah, whatnot, okay, and that is how they're going to be building these bases. How they're going to get the bases done? These are ramps. As it's being pushed through, when the arm is coming out, it's pushed down here, then it slides onto these railings, okay, and when it slides onto these railings there, and when it's all glued together and it's all being practically made, it goes through, it's going underneath. Sorry, speaking fast because I've not got much time. It goes here, and the doors then open up, and then they come onto the ground, and they go there, and they're melted into the ground. And as CIG says, you can't steal these containers, because it's built into girders, you can only build them up and how they want to make it. So as you can see, that's how I believe they're going to do it. And obviously you will have your ideas and what they're going to do. If you've got any ideas, do the videos, put it on. CIG is going to look into it. That might work, I never thought of that, and I'll make it work, okay. They're only human like us, okay, but it's only so much a brain can hold, okay. They're the developers at the end of the day, but they're developing the game from our knowledge, okay. They're not engineers as a profession, they're just programmers, okay, that like to play the games and put their ideas through, okay. We are the developers too, okay, and this is how we do it. So let's go through it again. You get your SRV, you load up the cargo, what they call it, and then when they do this, transport it over there through their little drones or little cranes or their little, anyway, they've got to get it over from here to, it's a long stretch actually, it's a long hike actually, and then they build it here in the little factory, okay, and then when it's built, they open it up, okay, and they go into these, they melt it together, then they push it through the conveyor belt, then they push it down, then this goes upstairs actually a bit, then they push it down, they make another 2, they link it onto this, now they've got 4, then they do another 2, and you push it up, open out, push it down, and they've got 6, then it goes up to about 8. So I believe it would be, I would say 16. But I've got to do the sizes again actually, because don't forget, this part is actually 2 parts here to make it into one big factory unit, okay, and it's the big factory unit. When it's all been melted together, it then pushed through these cranes, as you can see, okay. You've got the bottom crane, and it's got the top crane that lifts it up and push it on the conveyor belt, and it drops it into the ground. I know I've been speaking too fast, my CB is going off again and whatnot. Now, like I said, I'm not a developer. I used to do programming and things like that. I built my own business, etc. Bragging, boasting, whatever you want to call it. So I've got an idea how they're doing things and whatnot. And I've got my own ideas and whatnot. I used to do all these things when I was a kid, you see. So it's natural to me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. What those are? So and this is going to be worth a lot of money. Anybody who's got one of these, keep it. Okay, keep it. This can do a heck of a lot of things. You might have the whole E. You won't be able to store your stuff, and you want other things. You're not going to throw it away. If this can build your base to go hide your stash, so you can get your whole E out. Oh, did someone say the whole E can't land on bases? But like I said, if you got the imagination, you'll work it out. Okay. But this is very good necessity, okay? It can build bases. Can it build space stations? Do you need one? As long as you're somewhere deep in space, right? Small ships can't get to you and hound you. Only big ships can get to you and hound you. But by that time, by the time they found you, you'd have built enough security, right, to be able to protect yourself. I don't think there's anything else I can do on that. I'm just hoping that my voices come through on this and whatnot. So anyway, you guys, if you want to join our organization, share notes and whatnot, please like and subscribe. There's a link in there. All is welcome. Someone's there to help you with what you want. We are a young base building up, and we're all friendly. We don't do abuse. We just like to have fun. But with this jobs here for everybody. Engineers, combat, exploration, you name it. We've got about 6 guys on now. They're just waking up. And those are guys who's actually joined our org properly, that wants to be. Some are just in there because they want to chat, or they just want credits or whatever. At the moment, the reason I'm in there because I'm taking a few days away from Star Citizens because it's stressing me out. What's happened in the last set of 3.1. blah blah, they reset the server. But as you know, when they reset it, half the ships didn't work. But me, because of I'm coughing again. But what's happened when they reset the server? Half my ships, half the components was taken off. But because the components were taken off, when they gave us back the ships, them components was missing. So if you've got a caterpillar now and you took off the power plant, or sorry, the content drive, as you already well know, that ship's dead. They are thinking of not resetting the server. If they don't reset the server, okay, that ship's not going to be able to be used a long time. Sad. The reason what they're trying to say is, right, if you buy your ships now, okay, and you want to, and your ship blows up and you reset the server, or your ship blows up, as I said before, you get them commodities back, or them guns or what, which is good. But they reset the server and didn't do it properly. About 6 of my ships are not working now. That's the constellations, because the power plants can't be changed because they're grayed out. The Mercury, I was messing with the camera. They were like Mercury, so when that was reset, I've got no camera on there, so that's not going to work. The caterpillar if it enters the atmosphere, every time it blows up. Lost a lot of credits from the org because we're supposed to be doing things. That's giving an idea. So to tell you the truth, they have to do a server reset. So and do it properly this time. And so if they're not going to do a server reset because if everything's going to be persistent, things will work. But if they don't do a reset on this last patch, there's a lot of ships that's not going to be able to fly, and they're going to be forced to do a reset. Why? Because a lot of people is going to be complaining, and to do an individual reset for each person is going to be time consuming. So if they're not, so I would advise CIG just for the last time to do their last server set, because they're making things more persistent now, or there's going to be a lot of dead ships. I can't fly in the verse at the moment because every time I go to selling, to go to stash house, I'm trying to do a big roleplay for our org, I enter the atmosphere, my ship blows up. If I go near the caterpillar and I go near Lesky, my ship blows up. Half the org won't go to Rover or Lesky because of it needs to be stress test. I try not to explain to them because they don't get it, and it's just too much. You know what I mean? You've also got the party bug, which I knew about 4 or 5 months ago. I've been cursed, I've been abused, and blah blah. It's all coming to sense now. Half my friends can't even go as party. Yes, if they're doing single missions, they can do parties. But if you're doing cargo and things like that, you dare not. I watched my friends yesterday, right? Oh my god, I felt sorry for them. They call Lesky now Crash City. And I said to them, little Mr. Gemini says, oh, they can't go in there because they keep crashing. Oh, Board Gamers just announced that there's a party bug on there. If you go in there, it won't work. I weren't going to turn around and I said, because they're not listening to me, because they know it all. So I just leave them to it now. I'll let them work it out for themselves. But because I'm Eva Carty, I go in there, I do all these tests, because when I go into my game with our guys, I got to let them know what they can do and what they can't do and what not, etc. I do shield enhancements, ship enhancements, I do all of them. They're happy to use it and whatnot. Some guys are combat, but you know, you got guys that want to fly ship, they want to do everything. They only need you when they need you, and you don't want to be a spare part in the ship. Also, there's a lot going on in the game. The game is fun, and we do get on good, but when we try to give advice, nobody wants to know. And me, I waffle all damn day, and you're not listening. But when something goes wrong, or you need something, you come back. We give players credits, but other guys give massive credits. We give enough to get you going. We've got quizzes, we've got general knowledge, we've got this, we've got it going. You know what I mean? And yesterday I was watching all these guys play. Now you know when the patch comes out, everybody plays in the beginning. But half of our fleet was in Star Citizens yesterday because they had something to do. There was something for them to look forward to. But it lasted about a couple of hours and they came out of the game stressed. And I didn't want to get involved and tell them why, because they knew it all. I'm not bad-mouthing because the guys in our org, it's good guys. They are damn good guys. But try to explain to them, you've got to go into details why. But at the end of the day, you've got to leave them to work it out for themselves. But me, I have got a fleet that I'm trying to work on for my personal fleet, but it's a fleet within a fleet, and we all learn together how we do things. But anyway, you guys, it's good night from me, it's good night from Star Citizens, and it's good morning to everybody else. I hope this was educational. It's not to put CIG down or to put anybody down. It's to give you an insight on how good this game is, but it's for you to develop with your imagination and how you want it to be. You got guys like me who are idiots. We spent 10 grand, 15 grand, 20 grand extra. Because, oh, I want this many pixels. But you're not going to get the benefit for the game for at least a few years. You know what I mean? I chose to do it because this is what I like to do. Okay? And I enjoy every minute of this game. Yes, I get stressed. And yes, I can't play the game. But that's all I do. I'll get up at 4 o'clock in the morning and I'm up till 8 o'clock at night. I mean, midnight. And I'm playing. There's so much to bloody well do. I couldn't play today. I've been on here with you guys doing streaming, talking about ships and development. It's still a part of Stars, and I've enjoyed every minute of it. This guy's watching this now and whatnot, and you'd have found it educational and entertaining. Yes, you've seen it all before, but at the moment, the server is so stressed, so buggy at the moment, I can't go in there. Yes, I can go in there, but I have to downclock the PC because my PC is very powerful. What goes through this PC with this game, you guys want to overclock, I downclock. You know what I mean? To get certain things, even though I do 8K or whatever, you know what I mean? If I want to play with friends, I've got to downclock because of traffic and all of this and all of that. You know what I mean? This at the moment, I believe is in 4K. You know what I mean? It can go better if you don't believe me. I'll show you. Right? And I think that's in 4K, but this is, you can see it's very fine. I've actually reduced the graphics. PC is pretty warm, but it's not overclocked. I'll show you if I can get the task manager up. I've not got much. I'm not running the game today, but you'll see there's quite a bit going through it, and everything's downgraded, so it's not much. Actually, it's pretty low actually. I've got two SLIs. Oh, it's going at 120% at the moment. It's 2 cards, and that's too high. It won't do no damage because I'm not really doing anything. I've got 2 Wi-Fi connections, and it's pretty fast. Okay, share for redundancy. I'm not using Octane. I am using RAID. I'm using that 3960 Pros. Okay, in RAID 0. Now, if you start doing your maths, you know that is bloody fast. Okay, it is fast because I don't turn my PC off, so everything's there, and the speed to get from one drive to another is pretty quick. Okay, I've also got 120k of RAM. My game is actually run in RAM. It's in RAM permanently, so there's no loading times, there's none of this and there's none of that. You know what I mean? And it's actually in the R drive. It's actually in the R drive. That's RAM. That's SSD. As you can see, RAID 0. I've also got RAID 5. Now, you don't RAID 5 is for storage, so your things don't break down. You've got RAID 0. That is actually RAID 0. That's 3 drives. Okay. That's RAM drive. That is for my game. The whole of Star Citizens is actually stored on that. Yes, it's 56k, but I've got 128k, but I've divided into 2. Oh, the paging file's not on. Okay, and I've got a spare drive. This will be fully missed because she's using the laptop, and obviously I don't need to put a SSD in there. She's going to be pulling her data and her game from this drive, but this will be hers. Okay, and just to show you how quick it is, I'm going to show you when I'm loading up Star Citizens. Okay, it's going to be coming from this drive here. It isn't even going to move. You know, when you're loading games, it's going off the Richter scale. It is that quick. There's nothing there, but it's not in RAM at the moment. It isn't. It's actually in RAM, but just give me an idea. I'm going to show you. Okay, as you can see, R drive. Okay, that's RAM. It's not as quick as it should be, okay, but it's still pretty quick. I actually set it up to do something different today, you see. What I'm trying to do is move things around. As you can see, it's going through the RAM, it is loading, you can't even see it moving, but if you go through it, it is loading, okay. You can tell by the memory, it's coming through. But there's nothing going through the RAM. That's how quick it is. You know what, your C drives, you can't keep up. As you can see, there is no activity. Okay, no activity. That is how quick it is. It's all being processed through the RAM, and the RAM is running at 33 megahertz. Where can I see the RAM? There's a memory, 120 gigs of RAM. okay, 336 megahertz, as you can see, and you didn't even see the drive move, and that was RAM. The C drive, sorry, the C drive is just as quick because obviously that's where its caching is doing, but when I've got time, the caching won't be done on the C drive, it'll be done through RAM. I am running in 4K at the moment, okay. But I've downclocked my PC today because I was doing other things, you see. Okay, as you can see, there's no activity. You got the processor, okay. I'm trying to work it out, you know, everything I've got in the background because Star Citizen's used quite a bit, and it does packed on here. So all other programs I got running in the background, I will work it so it doesn't use these two processors to keep the cooling time down. I can run at 5 gigs, but I'm running at 4 gigs because I've got 20 cores. So if you divide it into 20 cores and drop it right down, you get a lot more because it doesn't need all that speed. It doesn't need it. It's what you're running in the background. You know what I mean? Yes, it can give pretty graphics. It's going to give you this and whatnot. You know what I mean? But you don't need it. Like I've done, that's not how it's supposed to be. At the moment, as you can see, I do have the verse rate in the background, and that's why it's so high. But I'm going to take that off in a second, okay? And the pings should cut down. And I've also got this running over the, and it's not being tweaked down a bit. But just let me just take all this down because I finished with the what's his name? As you see, things are coming down. You see, because I was running the verse mate in very high graphics, and you can see in 4K I can still run it. Things are coming down. I can come down even more, and that's because I've downclocked the PC, etc. I do streaming, everything you can see right now, voice attack, everything is on the one PC, and it's not strained. The game can run. As you can see, the game's in the background, and it is actually running. I'm using 110 on the graphics because it's going through the processor. What's going... And I can turn it higher, but I don't need to because it's sufficient for what I want. You know what I mean? This is actually downclocked to 4K. It's a bit less, no, it's actually a bit over actually, 4K, but it can go to 5K, but there's so much problems going on at the moment, not to do with my PC, it's to do with the game, so I have to alter it to make it run. And it's not bad actually. Let's see what else I can turn off. But I don't need. OBS is running, Star Citizen's running. I'm actually using Afterburner, which I don't like using because it uses resource, but I'm actually using that to downclock the graphics card because I've got 2 graphics cards in there at the moment running SLI, and it doesn't need all that power. So I'm actually downclocking that so I can do other things, you see. As you can see, there is no disk activity. I'm trying to get everything through the graphics card. You know what I mean? So it gives me more leeway on the processor. The reason being is because, as you know, Star Citizen is still on development. 1 minute. Star Citizen is still on development, and I do a lot of stress testing. My stress testing at the moment is in Lawville and Area 18. There's things going on in there which you don't know or which you can't actually see. But when you got things like this running in the background, or certain things like Afterburner, it's not just about frames per second, okay? It's a lot more. And when you see what's going through your PC, you will be bloody surprised your PC is not graphics card. So if you can cut things down, you can get the enjoyment. And that is what it's about. It's not about pretty graphics. It's not about this. It's not about that. It's the endurance. My PC isn't about pretty graphics. My PC is about playing the game. Now, I'm going to go into a different definition. Did you know the faster your PC is, the stronger your ship is? Did you know that? No, you didn't. Well, yes, it is. Now, my PC is a beefy PC. When I start putting shield modulation on, Okay, you can't blow my ship. Yes, you can if you got ballistic. You can bomb my ship, but you can do anything if you're stubborn and stupid enough. Yeah, but in the long run, my ship is strong, or my ships are strong. Now, suppose you had a Carrick or a AORUS, and you know those are strong shields, and you had modulating shields that repairs itself instantly and fixes itself. You're not going to blow them ships up, but to do that, you need extra processing power. And a normal PC can't do them complications because you burn out certain things. So if this is running on 20 cores at 5 gigs, and I'm running this say on 1080p, and I got shield modulation, and you can shoot at that ship all friggin' day, that ship is not going to blow up. We're going for driving lessons today, and I'm programming. I mean talking. So when CIG gets whiff of this, like I says, we are also developers. They haven't seen these ideas yet, okay? But in time they will. So you'll find out at the end of the day, everybody's ship will be unique to their PCs. Okay, what does Pepper talk about now? I can't go into it. It's all to do with engineering, okay? A normal PC, the ships are standard. My PC is the strength of my ships. Okay, the faster my PC is the stronger my ships are. Okay, when it comes to shields, as things go develop, I'll find new ideas. But at the moment, I'm into shield modulation and evasive maneuvers on all them kind of ships, all them kind of what they call it. So the faster your PC is, the stronger your ship is. Okay, and I've not even started sharing it with my org yet, because when I first started bringing these ideas in, they looked at me and they laughed. There's only one person that took me seriously, and that was Commander Yoza, and I wouldn't tell him because I knew if I gave him my formula, he would use it against me. And we're not, no, he wouldn't, but I just want to say that, you know what I mean? But basically, until the guys know how to use these things properly, it's not for destruction, it's griefing, it's to enjoy the game and for protection. But these guys don't know how to use it properly. As you know, when you start intimidating other people, you're not better than anybody else. They'll group up and they'll destroy you. Simple. And that's not what I'm about. You know what I mean? I like to share ideas, but when the time comes. There's lots of ideas, lots of theory crafting. I've been playing games for years, development, programming. Oh, I've done a lot of things. I'm a pensioner. I'm not a pensioner. I want to be, but I'm not. I retired at the age of 40, blah, 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 most bagging. And I'm enjoying this game to its fullest. I might not be near in 10 years from now. I don't know that. But I'm enjoying what I've got now. And this is it. You might see it's a bunch of pixels, but I enjoy every minute of it. Yes, it's stressful, okay, but one thing I want to say before I go, the faster your PC is the stronger your ship is, okay? I can explain things, but I will not give you the formula, but you will all get it. CIG will work this out in time, and they will put them in there so you guys can use it. But I'm not going to give it to you guys outside, because you got people like the Matadors, you know what I mean, that do a lot of things which I don't know about. You know what I mean? You're not happy with them. You don't want them people to have them things and destroying your gameplay. I don't know the ins and outs. I don't want to know the ins and outs, because we are a private organisation and we like to do what we do. And guys are joining all the time. You know what I mean? Anyway, you guys, like I said 10 minutes ago, my PC is running at 40%. I wonder, I'm going to give you an idea. Okay, 1 minute, let's see if I can get it up. Now, I've not got a ship moving, but I can do, can't I? I tell you what, I think I will. Now, I won't show you the shields. If you know what I'm talking about, you can do it. But what I'm going to do, I'm going to put the modulating shields on, okay, and watch the processor go, okay. And all this does is enhances the shields. Voice attack. I don't think I've got sound working on this, okay. But what I will do, I'll just give you a little tip. When I can get onto the processor, have I shut it down? I have, haven't I? Paste. Task manager. Okay. Right. Watch the processor as it goes up. Remember, as I said, I'm working on modulating shields at the moment, okay? Now, as I said to you before, the stronger your processor is, or the stronger your PC is the stronger your ship is. Look at the processor as the processor goes up. These are where the shields are getting stronger. Modulate shields. I know the sound's not working, but it will be going up. Modulate shields. Activate modulating shields. Activate modulating shields. Is it on? Octavia.
Yes, Commander.
You won't be able to hear the sounds in the background because I've not got it working in that part yet. But if you watch, the processor should be going higher. Activate modulating shields. Activate modulating shields. Modulate shields.
Modulating.
Modulate shields.
Modulating.
Modulate shields. Modulate shields. Modulate shields.
Modulating.
Modulate shields.
Modulating.
Modulate shields.
Modulating.
Okay. Well, at the moment, because it's reacting into the game, I can't actually change to show you how it works because it won't let me. What I want to do is show you how the process is doing, but I'm going to have to shut it down. Now I should be able to get back into it. Now, as you can see, the processor was going up. Okay, it's gone back down because it's actually switched it off. Now, as it goes higher, it's doing so many cycles a second, and that takes up processing power. You know what I mean? And so on. If I turn off the game, you should be able to do it better if I turn the game off. Right. Sorry, I can't give you a better demonstration because it wasn't what I was planning to do, you see. Right. Dum, 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 dum. Right, as you can see, the process is using no work, okay? Now, as I add modulating shields in there, you'll see the processor going up, okay? Modulate shields.
Modulating.
You see the processor going up? Modulate shields.
Modulating.
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 Now, as you can see, as I'm adding the cycles, you see how high the process is going up. That is beefing up my shields. Now, with the game running at the same time with its own things, let me turn this down, okay? Because you can see the process is really kicking. Yeah, I mean, and it's in a simple voice attack program. Right, it's cooked. Sorry about the coughing. As you see, I turned off the modulating shields. Now all that does is so many cycles per second to keep your shield strong. Now the shields have so many hit points. Small ships are not that good. But think about if you've got a capital ship with so many shields on there. The only way you can get through them shields is ballistics or hit points that are more, okay? Technicians and engineers in the game will know exactly where I'm coming from, but to the normal player, all you want to do is go pew 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 and do griefing, okay? But I'm not going to go into secrets, but this is what it's all about as the game is going to be developed, okay? I've played a lot of sci-fi games, Star Trek, watched sci-fi, I've done them all over the years, so this is nothing to me. You know what I mean? It's not hacking, it's got nothing to go. I'm not into that kind of rubbish. It's just adding things to the program. CIG will do this as time goes by. You know what I mean? But it's not going to work because at the end of the day, everybody's PC, everybody's gaming experience is tailored to how you want to play the game. Okay? Yeah, I mean, depending how it works and how it's been developed. But this is something I've been working on since 2.6, which I brought over from Star Trek Online and other games which I've done over in the years. I'm not really into pew pew pew. I'm into defense and strategy, and this is what it's all about. Anyway, you guys, I'm going to take time out here because I've got a family to see to, and they're hungry and whatnot. Right, I've got to find out how to turn this off now.